Are you frustrated with how the job search is going and have no clue why you're not getting the kind of results you're expecting from your job search? Hi, my name is Shubh Faujdar. I am a Singapore-based job search strategist and career coach. I'm also a former corporate recruiter where I have seen firsthand very competent individuals not getting job opportunities just because they do not understand how job search works and they don't know how to communicate their value. Now, I worked with two firms in recruitment. One was a huge recruitment agency, very renowned name. And after working there for almost 3 years, I realized it's not a very fulfilling career. So I went into a boutique firm, thinking maybe it's the culture. And again, around the 2.5 years mark, I started realizing that this role doesn't help me to help job seekers. And I wanted to do something for the individuals. And around the same time, one of my ex-clients from my first role, I had recruited his entire finance team, and he was the regional financial controller for a big media firm. He just walked into this boutique organization and with his CV, and he said, look, I've been looking for jobs for 2 years and I'm not ready to retire. I still have kids who are in university. I need to pay bills. I don't know what to go about with it. Now, I had helped him recruit a lot of people. So I decided, let me just help him, work with him, consult, advise him for his job search. The few things which he was doing, which made his job search very difficult. Number one, he was just going through online applications. He was mainly targeting the biggest media companies where there's the most amount of competition for him. So we started working on what are some of his unique selling propositions. What are things he's generally very good at? And based on that, we realized that it may be time for him to start contributing to smaller media houses who are looking at growing. They need somebody who's a strong financial controller to put governance in place. And we added another layer of reaching out to people. Instead of applying online, he went on to LinkedIn, first time created his LinkedIn profile, and approached venture capitalists who were investing in media companies or had invested in big media houses. And he approached them with his couple of decades of experience in media and how he wants to give back to smaller organizations. And within a matter of couple of months, he ended up getting a role and joined one of those scale-ups as a regional controller. Now, he was so happy with the kind of work we did together that he pushed me that I should go and start helping other job seekers. And that put me into a career where I started my own company in 2015, JobsMe, which is Job Search Made Easy. It's a training, coaching, and consulting company where I help job seekers, professionals, and leaders both to get their next job fast. And while working on creating this organization and to help job seekers, I started thinking, how can I help them demystify all the other noise which is present in job search? And I came up with a system called Job Search with P.R.I.D.E. Now, P.R.I.D.E is absolutely a play on the word pride, because the biggest mistake a lot of job seekers make is they think they are here and companies are here. They're willing to bend over backwards, take pay cuts, do millions of rounds of interviews to impress their potential employer. And that creates a bit of an imbalance. I wanted to create a system where people can have full power and pride in their own skills, their value proposition, in what they bring to the table, and start bringing down this power balance to see themselves as equal with the organizations they are interviewing with. And also, P.R.I.D.E is the short form of the 5 steps which I use in helping you job seekers to get their role. And today what I want to do is give you a very quick idea of what are the job search steps which you can start doing at your level. It is also a great way to find out which step do you need most help and support in, so you can then start learning more about that particular step. So the first step I want you to do before anything else is creating a profile that tracks. For that profile, number one thing is understanding what do you bring to the table? What do you want from the next role? So the target role, as well as your unique selling proposition for that particular target role. Don't just look at your experience in silo. You can look at more personal things as well, the regional exposure, the languages you have. Sometimes these things make a difference. Once you know the kind of role you want, the second step is creating a targeted CV to go for that role. And look, one of the advice you will hear is that you should be optimizing your CV for all the roles you're going for. Yes, absolutely true. But if you've done step one well, you don't need to spend an hour every time you submit an application. What you need to do is, create a robust enough CV for your target role. So you just need to make those 5-7 minutes of changes and your CV is good to go. And the third step is LinkedIn profile, which attracts opportunities that you're looking for. Look, with the CV and resume, you would be actively searching for roles. With LinkedIn profile, you can attract opportunities to you. You can be headhunted for the kind of roles you're looking at. So that's step one. P. Now R, reaching out to the right people. Most people just have one avenue of reaching out for opportunities, and that is online applications. Now, I'm not one of those jobs search strategists who says you should not be applying online. You absolutely should. But at the same time, you can't rely on just one avenue for your job search. You need to find a way to maximize the impact of your online application so you get shortlisted for more interviews. But at the same time, you need to have more avenues. So I would advise looking at 5 avenues. One, of course, online applications, easiest yet something with the most of the competition. Number 2 is recruiters and external headhunters. With one conversation, you actually have somebody else looking out for roles for you. And sometimes they end up having confidential roles, which you may not be very aware of. So it helps to just increase that avenue. Number 3, existing connections. Majority of job seekers who speak to me say they don't have a network. And once we start working together, they realize they actually do. So please do capitalize on your network as well. Number 4 is networking events, whether virtual or in person, to start building new relationships. And number 5 is target companies where you do not have a connection. Creating career connections in companies which you want to go, and there's a whole process to it. Step 3 is irresistible interviews. Now, interview is the most important stage of your job search. No matter how you come here, whether it's through online applications, through headhunters, through your existing network, through cold reaching out, or through networking events, you need to impress in an interview. Now, there are a few things you can do to start preparing for your interviews. Number 1 is to have 8 to 10 career stories. What are career stories? They are examples of how you have demonstrated your skills and your personality traits in your past roles. Typically, for questions like, tell me about a time when, tell me how you went about with this, etc. These are critical because in an interview, you don't want to tell them that you are a superstar candidate. You show them through these examples. The second thing is to research the role, not just the surface level 5 to 10 minutes. When I work with clients, we invest 10 to 20 hours to do research about the company, the interviewer, what are their plans, different earnings call report. Then, of course, it's the actual interview. After the interview, please reflect how the interview was. What are some of the pointers? What you like about the role, what you don't like about the role, and send them a thank you email. Point 4 is decoding salary negotiation. All of us want to be paid a lot of money, but none of us likes to negotiate for that salary. So for salary negotiation, it's really important to not have a very us versus them mindset. You need to make them feel that you are a part of the same team. You're working together to make this offer work, but you are also standing up for yourself to be compensated fairly for the kind of role you're looking at. So there are a lot of things you can do for that. Firstly, determining what is a fair salary for the kind of role you're looking at. Getting the number from them before you even react and start negotiating your salary. Once they offer you, get the entire breakdown, bonuses, this actual salary. When is the bonus payout period? Are you eligible? When is the salary review? Are you eligible? What's the average? And once you've got all this information, that is the time for you to start preparing your business case on how you can negotiate the salary. There are also some ways in which you can creatively work together to get you to a point which suits you very much. And step 5 is E, embracing your new role. Now, once you sign the contract, that's not the end of your job search journey. There's so many different things you have to tie loose ends for. Number one, if you've given references, please make that phone call and thank your referees. They've invested time to help you secure this role. For all the people you've interacted throughout your job search and who have helped you out, please update them with what's happening. This is your network, which you've prepared during this job search, which you can use for the next job search as well, and also help them out if there's any way you can do that. You can also start, researching certain things which may put you at a point where you can contribute really well for the role. For some people who haven't done a lot of due diligence for the company they are going after, it may also be worthwhile to understand what your company stands for, what are their challenges and all, so you're up to speed with that. So yes, these are the 5 steps for your job search. Now, remember I told you in the beginning of this video that I will tell you how you can diagnose the problem. So you can pretty much work backwards to find out which step you are needing the most support in. So if your offers fall flat, it means you don't know how to negotiate salary. If you're reaching a lot of interviews but not moving forward to offer stage, it means there's something which is amiss in your interview skills. So you just work backwards and see which step needs most help. I hope this helps break down the whole job search process and makes it easier for you to get the role you want.